I will say, I think a lot of it is like just I think therapy would help a lot of it, to be honest, because I do think there is something a little bit deeper there with like upbringing, how you are. And I think addressing that in therapy is probably a great first step to to being a little bit more like okay with not being the ultimate fence sitter because it's what is it tied to? It's like tied to people pleasing in a lot of ways, not wanting to upset people, but realizing that upsetting people is like a normal part of life. So the fucking coolest shit ever, the most like life changing, important shit ever is a lot of people who, were okay with upsetting people. It's okay to upset people. That's not wholly bad.
You just made edgy YouTube videos. You didn't ruin anybody's life. You didn't create.
Wrong. I think that
Wow.
Ian didn't invent racism, obviously, but he certainly fucking played a not insignificant role in giving people the weapons to be racist as they want to for an entire generation. He was incredibly notable.
This whole
Yeah, they don't want to acknowledge the responsibility aspect of it. Like that's one of the things that people. It's mostly with other content creators in the space. They do not want to acknowledge that their actions, what they say in videos, any of that sort of shit, is doing anything to the world, to people. They really like, and I didn't want to believe that. I didn't want to believe that I played any role, and I think it's easy to have that position when you just say, "I'm the entertainment. I'm Ludwig from video games. I'm just entertaining. I'm just playing the video games. That's all I'm doing. I'm just Ludwig from video games." But you have so much more responsibility, and the answer isn't easy. It's not like all of a sudden your life becomes so much easier to navigate. It actually becomes harder to navigate because now you're interpreting and you're thinking about all the things you're saying, and it is stifling. It's difficult to deal with. So I understand why people don't do it. You're heavily incentivized to not take any amount of responsibility for the fence sitting, doing what Charlie was doing here. The worst to go through, going from like edgelord to woke. All the edgelords will hate you, and many woke will still harbor resentment against you. Yeah, I've seen some of that. To be honest, McBot Bull. I've said this once. I'll say it again now. The most woke people who are like clutching their pearls and being offended by slurs or whatever else you would consider woke are actually people on the right online who are pretending they're cosplaying as a leftist. They're cosplaying as a blue hair. So, talking to actual people who are progressive, even slightly, none of them are that way. If they're real people and you can have a real conversation with them and you can admit like, yeah, fucking saying slurs and shit is just totally fucking, it's not needed, it's uncalled for, and it's not cool. They're not going to pin you down. They're not going to pin you down and say, all right, what else, bitch? Tell me what else you're guilty of. They're not going to do that. They're normal people who just want you to acknowledge that humanity doesn't need that. It's only going to be these people who are like fucking role-playing, cosplaying. They're going to be the ones to do that.